The shopping centre in Cambridge enforcing a strict ban on hoodies, and the puzzled shopper told to take hers off by a security guard.
Yes, the hood wearer in this case wasn't a teenage troublemaker, it was 84-year-old Peggy Harden from Sawston. Stuart Lease has this report.
They're the scourge of town centres, teenage yobs making trouble and wearing hoods to help hide their identity. But 84-year-old Peggy Harden from Sawston is hardly your typical hoodie. That didn't stop a security guard asking her to take her hood off, though, inside the Grand Arcade shopping centre in Cambridge.
He said, well, something to do about security or something, and I just put it down and sort of walked off, really, because, but, you know, that worried me a bit at the time, and I thought, you know, perhaps I shouldn't have had it on, but I've had this coat for years and I've never had anybody else say anything about it.
Peggy has arthritis of the spine and walks with the aid of a stick, and says she may have been walking with a stoop, which perhaps made it look like she was trying to hide her face.
It's a grand coat and I wanted to keep nice and warm, you know, so... And it had been raining, pouring rain, and it was a bit drafty going through the arcade there. And I thought, well, I'm going to John Lewis, I'll take it off when I get in there.
No one from the Grand Arcade was available to comment on camera today, but in a statement they have said they operate a no-hood policy within the centre to ensure a safe and enjoyable shopping experience for everyone. They have apologised for any stress that was caused and say they will be reviewing their policy. Peggy says she won't be visiting the Grand Arcade again, and in the meantime I'm sure she'd like to make it clear to security guards everywhere that her walking stick is not used for causing trouble. Stuart Leith's Anglia News, Sawston, near Cambridge.
I don't know, Peggy, honestly. She couldn't have had a fly, could she? I know you've got to have rules.
The security guard was just doing his job, I guess.
Yes, I suppose so, but anyway. Well, you're watching Anglia Tonight.
Do stay.
Well, some more news now from closer to home, and surveyors have been given permission to search for coal off the coast of Norfolk. The North Sea has for many years produced gas, but now the UK Coal Authority has given permission for investigations to take place off Cromer to discover if coal reserves are viable there. It's estimated there could be around 250 million tonnes of coal deposited around the coast. With the rising price of oil and gas, it's seen as a more economic method of producing electricity. Boreholes will be dug and seismic surveys carried out as part of the investigation.
250 million tonnes will cover the requirements of Cromer and District for 30 years or more. Environmentally, very little happens because everything is done under the sea and underground, so very little impact, if any impact. As far as we know, there's no impact on marine life. We're very concerned that is the case, but I have no evidence that there is any concern at all environmentally.
Meanwhile, people living near Bradwell Nuclear Power Station in Essex are being asked for their say on proposals to build a new nuclear power plant in their area. The Department for Energy and Climate Change is holding public exhibitions around the proposed site today, tomorrow and Saturday. Bradwell is one of 10 locations around the UK where a new generation nuclear power station may be built.
Norfolk police have released CCTV images of a man hours before he was stabbed to death. 45-year-old Stephen Murphy was found dead at his home in Kings Road in Fakenham in October. The images show Mr Murphy on the day he died. Well, they also show the hat and reusable bag he was carrying that day. Police are hoping the images will jog someone's memory. They're also looking to trace two men seen in a dark-coloured car off Sandy Lane. That was the night he died.
More than 1,700 scientists have signed a statement to defend global warming research following the row over stolen emails from climate scientists in Norfolk. The petition was organised by the Met Office. They became concerned after sceptics hacked into emails at the UEA's Climate Research Unit to claim researchers had been manipulating evidence in support of global warming. The email says they have the utmost confidence in the data supporting global warming. An independent review is now being carried out into the allegations.
A 2-year-old girl from Norfolk is preparing to travel home from America after having life-saving surgery in New York for a rare medical condition. Ella Grace Honeyman from Hevingham near Norwich arrives home tomorrow, although she will need another operation in 3 months' time after further complications were discovered. Anglia viewers have helped to raise thousands for her to undergo treatment for a rare condition which puts pressure on her brain.
She's off the critical list and she's obviously still quite tired, but she's smiling and laughing. It's great to see after how ill she was just a couple of days ago.
The towns of Ipswich and Colchester have joined the race to become the UK's first city of culture. The Ipswich and Haven Gateway, which includes most of Colchester, Tendring and parts of the Suffolk coast, is applying to become the City of Culture in 2013. They'll be competing against 21 other cities and areas, including Norwich and Southend. If they win, it's hoped it will bring more visitors to the area. The shortlist will be revealed next year.
Now, people living on a housing estate on the outskirts of Norwich are enjoying a mesmerising nightly aerial show over their homes.
As many as 20,000 starlings take part in the spectacle, as Natalie Gray has been seeing for herself.
Every afternoon at about 3:30, Sue and Ray Chapman get to see a free aerial show from their kitchen window in Old Catton. It's when thousands of starlings return at dusk to roost in a swirling cloud-like formation. Starlings may not be the prettiest of birds, but boy, do they know how to put on a show. It's really quite mesmerising. The spectacle has even got a name. It's called a murmuration.
Can't believe the sight that you do see and that they don't hit into each other. They're just swarming round and somebody in command must say, time to go to bed, and off they dive into the trees at different sections, and I'm still absolutely amazed at it.
And there's so many of them.
There's thousands.
Well, I was quite amazed when I first saw it because there were so many of them. Even the children going up the close, coming out of school, they were watching and looking, pointing up at it. And yeah, I've never seen anything like it before.
The flocks are at their largest in December as starlings arrive from as far away as Scandinavia to join their native cousins.
It's really one of the best winter birding spectacles that you can see, and people in this area should really feel privileged to be seeing these kind of things. These birds can reach up to numbers of about 25,000, which when they all gather together, they're not large birds, so when they all gather together and they actually mimic each other, so that's what creates the murmuration in the sky that makes it look like almost like a moving heartbeat kind of flying over your head.
And why do they do it?
It's actually safety in numbers really is the essence for them. It makes it easier for them to feed, it makes them less susceptible to being predated.
In 15 minutes it's all over, but the birds will be back the same time tomorrow. Natalie Gray, Anglia News, Old Catton, near Norwich.
Nice, wasn't it? Rhythmic. Well, wildlife experts in Suffolk are warning that barn owls are struggling to reproduce after changes to farmland has left them without enough prey. In Suffolk alone, out of 930 specially built barn owl boxes, only 90 have produced chicks. Grassland has been lost since the set-aside scheme, where farmers were encouraged to leave fields fallow, was scrapped last year.